Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Jillian Gillis.
Peggy's Cove is one of Nova Scotia's most iconic landmarks, and the Peggy's Cove Lighthouse is one of the most photographed locations in Canada. Part of the attraction to this area is its raw beauty, expansive granite rocks, and rugged coastline. However, it's that rocky landscape that makes it difficult to navigate if you have a disability. Jerry Post is a disability advocate from Halifax.
Well, the first time I came when I was in a wheelchair, I was very disappointed that I couldn't get to the lighthouse. I was bringing visitors from away here. And since I've stopped coming here, so really I hadn't been here for about 10 years because of that. Well, it was very difficult, and as well, not just for people in wheelchairs, but general population. There was no sidewalk, for example, and with the bus traffic because of the cruise ships, in fact, it was dangerous. And especially if you're in a wheelchair or using a walker or families with strollers.
But that's all changed now. The small fishing village has undergone some major renovations. The most impressive being a stunning new accessible viewing deck.
What I like about the changes is how they've incorporated the design into the landscape, this unique landscape. So minimal disturbance. In fact, I think it's complementary. The deck I'm on, in fact, is cantilevered from the rocks. There's cables that are running under here that were embedded in the rock. So they've gone the extra distance to ensure that minimal disturbance to this unique landscape that we have here. So now with this wonderful accessibility, I've been here 4 times in the last 6 months. So yeah, it's just incredible what they have done.
Other upgrades include new boardwalks for safer traveling, 2 new accessible washrooms, roadwork to help protect against sea level rise, and more. Doug Waugh is a project manager of construction for Develop Nova Scotia.
All throughout the project, we wanted to preserve kind of the natural beauty of Peggy's Cove. Like it's some place that Nova Scotians are very proud of, and it's not something we wanted to disturb. So we wanted to limit or avoid breaking any rock as much as possible. We wanted to have it look like Peggy's Cove still. So we had used the wood to kind of fade into the backdrop, into the natural colors, so it doesn't stand out. It blends with its surroundings in the water and the rocks, while still giving great views of the lighthouse. There were a few challenges on the project, one of the main ones being working with the natural topography and the landscape doesn't always lend itself to accessibility. There's rocks and hills and things like that that kind of make it challenging to do what you would like to do, but trying to find creative solutions around it.
During the infrastructure improvements, Develop Nova Scotia worked collaboratively with the Peggy's Cove community and the disability community.
We started with engaging consultants and the architect Omar Gandhi. Accessibility was always a major part of the project.
Well, the big highlight for me is the washroom. And people say, oh, you're crazy, Jerry, but it's one of the few washrooms that's fully accessible. First of all, it's gender neutral, and as well, adult change table, that up and down and all that, as most people know that are on wheelchairs, putting on your pants when you're sitting down is probably the most difficult task that we have each day. And with the adult change table, it makes it easier.
Other accessibility features include wide travel areas, handrails on ramps, lots of tactile indicator strips, braille signage in the washrooms, and a variety of seating areas on the viewing deck.
Another great feature of the deck is all along we have this mesh that sort of resembles a fishing net. So you're able to see through it if you're at a lower elevation, someone in a wheelchair or a child. And kind of as you make your way up to the nose, you get to the end of it and you feel like you can reach out and touch the lighthouse. Like it's a view that no one's really had before.
So this becomes an example of how to do it. So now, I'm pointing people in our community towards Peggy's Cove. Go and see Peggy's Cove. That's how it should be done. So really, it's a standard that's been set here. I have to compliment developed Nova Scotia because of the way they manage this as well, the whole process. You know, it was such a sort of community engaged process. You know, people from the community here, obviously, but also the disability community. You know, we were very much involved in the design. Even during constructions, we were invited out to test things. Quite a few change orders because they listened to us and acted. It's an enormous amount of freedom, right? To be able to roam and see the place, right? And to be able to take pictures appropriately. You know, we're so close to the water as well with this deck. It's pretty special.